You're spending thousands of dollars and years of your life training for a career that won't exist by the time you get your diploma. AI isn't coming for the factory workers anymore. It's coming for the white-collar professionals who thought they were untouchable. In 2026, the job market is no longer about who has the most degrees. It's about who is replaceable by a line of code. I've analyzed the burn rate of traditional industries, and there are 5 specific careers that are being liquidated as we speak. If you want to know if your paycheck is on the chopping block, you better pay attention. Hit that subscribe button and smash the like. Your survival depends on this data. The first career on the chopping block? Data entry and basic accounting / bookkeeping. If your job involves moving numbers from one spreadsheet to another or reconciling bank statements, you are already a walking ghost in the economy. In 2026, the era of the human bean counter is officially over. Why? Because AI doesn't just do it better. It does it instantly, with 0 errors, and it doesn't ask for a health insurance plan or a 401k. In the old world, a medium-sized company needed a floor full of clerks to handle payroll, invoicing, and tax preparation. Today, we have automated ledger systems and AI-driven auditors that can scan 10,000 invoices in 3 seconds, flag every single discrepancy, and file the report before you even finish your first cup of coffee. The human element in basic accounting has shifted from being a necessity to being a liability. Humans get tired. Humans make typos. Humans miss things. AI doesn't. Large corporations are already slashing their back-office staff by 70% to 80%. They are replacing entry-level accountants with software that costs a fraction of a single salary. If you are a student currently paying for an accounting degree to do basic tax prep or bookkeeping, you are buying a ticket for a ship that has already sunk. The only people in this field who will survive are the high-level financial strategists, the ones who can look at the data AI provides and tell me how to grow my business. If you just record the history of money, you're finished. If you interpret the future of money, you have a chance. But for the vast majority of traditional clerks, the paycheck is disappearing. You are competing against an algorithm that costs pennies per hour. That is a war you cannot win. It's time to stop being a recorder and start being a strategist, or get ready to be liquidated from the workforce. The second career being liquidated? Customer service and Tier 1 support. If you are working in a call center, a help desk, or answering basic inquiries via email, your job is a relic of the past. In 2026, the uncanny valley was crossed. AI doesn't just sound human anymore, it sounds better than human. It's more patient, it speaks every language on the planet fluently, and it has instant access to every customer's history without ever putting them on hold. Most of you have already experienced this. When you call a major airline or a bank today, you aren't talking to a script-reading employee in a cubicle. You are talking to a large language model, LLM, that is trained on millions of past interactions. These systems can solve 95% of customer problems in seconds. They don't get frustrated when a customer is rude. They don't need bathroom breaks, and they don't require a management layer to supervise them. For a CEO like me, replacing a 500-person support team with a single AI license is a no-brainer. It's an instant 40% boost to the bottom line. Corporations are no longer outsourcing to other countries. They are insourcing to the cloud. The days of entry-level jobs being a stepping stone in these departments are over. Why would I pay a human $20 an hour to answer "Where is my order?" when a bot can do it for 0.01? If your career depends on following a manual or a script, you are replaceable. The only people surviving in support are the high-level conflict resolvers, the ones who handle the 5% of cases that require deep emotional intelligence or complex negotiation. But those jobs are few and far between. For the millions of people who rely on basic support roles for their livelihood, the writing is on the wall. The machine is smarter, faster, and cheaper. If you're not the one building the bot, you're the one being replaced by it. Stop being a voice on the phone and start becoming a specialized problem solver. The third career on the chopping block? Paralegals and junior researchers. For decades, the legal profession was built on a pyramid model. A few senior partners at the top, supported by an army of young, hungry paralegals and junior associates who spent 80 hours a week digging through dusty files and thousands of pages of case law. In 2026, that pyramid has been decapitated. The army of researchers is no longer necessary. Why? Because an AI can digest 100,000 legal documents in the time it takes you to read a single page of a brief. In the legal world, speed and accuracy are everything. If a law firm is in discovery for a billion-dollar lawsuit, they used to hire hundreds of people to look for the smoking gun in a mountain of emails and memos. Today, a specialized legal LLM can do that work in minutes. It can identify patterns, find precedents from 1954 in 3 different jurisdictions, and even predict the probability of a judge's ruling based on their past 500 decisions. It doesn't get tired at 3:00 a.m., and it doesn't make human errors due to fatigue. For a client, this is a miracle. They no longer have to pay $300 an hour for a junior staffer to summarize a document. But for the worker, this is a catastrophe. The entry-level stepping stone into the legal world is being erased. Firms are realizing they can run a high-level practice with 90% fewer support staff. They are cutting their payrolls and increasing their profit margins by letting the machine do the heavy lifting. If your job is search and summarize, you are obsolete. The law is no longer about who can find the information. It's about who can argue the strategy. If you are a junior researcher, you aren't competing with other humans. You are competing with a digital brain that has memorized every law ever written. You cannot outread the machine. You have to learn to outthink it. If you don't transition into high-stakes litigation strategy or complex mediation, you will be left behind in the digital dust. The fourth career on the chopping block? Content writers and basic graphic designers. This hits close to home for many, but the data is undeniable. In 2026, the market for average creative work has been decimated by generative AI. If your job is writing $50 blog posts, product descriptions, or social media captions, you are now competing with a machine that can produce 1,000 variations of that same content in 60 seconds for the price of a cup of coffee. The same executioner is coming for basic graphic design. We've seen the rise of tools like Midjourney, DALL-E, and Adobe Firefly. In 2026, these aren't just toys for hobbyists, they are industrial-grade engines. A small business owner who used to hire a freelancer for a logo or a Facebook ad can now generate a high-quality, on-brand visual in seconds just by typing a prompt. The floor of the creative industry has fallen out. If you are doing work that can be described as formulaic or standard, you're being replaced by an algorithm that has studied every piece of art and text ever uploaded to the internet. But it's not just about speed, it's about hyper-personalization. AI can now analyze a user's behavior in real time and generate a specific ad image and a specific headline just for them. A human team can't do that at scale. By 2026, 80% of creative teams will use AI daily, but here is the brutal truth. They will be smaller teams. Companies that needed 5 writers now need 1 AI orchestrator who can prompt and edit the machine's output. If you want to survive, you have to move from production to strategy. Average is dead. If your work doesn't have a unique soul, a deep emotional connection, or a complex strategic goal that AI can't grasp, you are a commodity. And commodities are always replaced by the cheapest alternative. You must stop being the hands that draw or write and start being the brain that directs the vision. If you don't evolve into an AI-augmented creative director, you're not just at risk, you're already obsolete. The fifth and final career being liquidated: junior software developers. This is the one people didn't see coming. For a decade, learning to code was seen as the ultimate safety net. But in 2026, the game has changed. AI is no longer just assisting developers. It is writing the code itself. LLMs can now take a simple prompt and build entire front-end interfaces, debug thousands of lines of legacy code, and optimize databases in seconds. If your value was just knowing the syntax of a language, you are now a commodity being replaced by a more efficient tool. Why would a tech startup hire 5 junior devs at $80,000 a year each when they can hire one senior engineer who uses AI agents to do the work of 10 people? The entry-level ladder is being pulled up. In 2026, the industry is shifting toward low-code, no-code environments where the machine handles the plumbing and humans only handle the high-level architecture. If you are just a code monkey following tickets, your role is being automated out of existence. The final verdict: the common thread across all 5 of these careers is routine. If your work involves a predictable pattern, a set script, or a standard set of rules, the machine will always win. It is faster, it is cheaper, and it never sleeps. We are entering the era of the individual powerhouse, where one person with AI can do what used to require an entire department. So, how do you survive? You have to become unreplaceable. You must shift your focus from how to do the work to why we are doing the work. You need to master the things AI can't do: deep empathy, high-stakes negotiation, complex leadership, and creative intuition. The winners of 2026 aren't the ones fighting the machine. They are the ones directing it. Stop training for the past. Stop clinging to a degree that is becoming a historical artifact. The world doesn't care about your effort. It cares about results. If a bot can give those results for free, you are out of a job. Adapt now. Learn to leverage these tools and move up the value chain. If you don't, you won't just be unemployed, you'll be obsolete. The future belongs to the architects, not the builders.